Hi folks, I've got so much work to do out here in the garden. I can't do it, the weather's terrible. The grass is all wet and it's about that long. So I'm going in the log cabin. Let's have a look, see you in a minute. Right, okay. Well, this is my decking area. As you know, I used to do a lot of my work out here. Can you see how bouncy that floor is? Look, absolutely terrible. So I've got to get this removed, and I did plan on replacing this, but it's the underneath struts, support beams have actually rotted away. So my intention was now to take all this up, take all this floor up, and actually extend my shed or workshop, whatever you want to call it, out to here. So this is all undercover under a roof. It gives me more operating space to work in. So that's what I'm going to do there. I'm going to leave the polytunnel up there for the moment, but this is going to take a lot of work, obviously, as you probably know. So I can't do anything up here at the moment. So as I say, let's go in the log cabin and see what I can do in there. Right, well, this is where I obviously do my retro hacks channel and restoration stuff. I'm actually restoring this old thing at the moment. It's an old classic mini rocker cover or valve cover, if you want to call it that. I've actually sampled it. This was in a right state. I got this from a car boot sale for, I think, £4 I paid for it. But it's an ideal man cave item thing. I like the look of these old things. I did that BMW one, which I can't show you at the moment because it's not actually here. It's I don't think it is here. Oh, yes, it is here. Hold on, bear with me. There we go, that's that old Mazda one. It's a bit dusty at the moment. I have had it covered up, but this is really nice, and it makes some really nice wall art, as you probably imagine. I've got a few people who have asked me if I want to sell this. They want it for their Mazda MX-5. But as I say, I was toying with the idea of putting little LEDs in there. If it gets fitted to a wall sort of thing, that'll look very nice with some LEDs in there, I think, in the spark plug hole. So that could happen. Let me put it back over here. So this one was originally green, or some sort of limey green, not lime green, olive green colour. It's very, very pitted. I don't know whether you can see or not on the video there. If I hold it up into the light, it's got loads of pitting. So I've got actually, I can't just paint over that or powder coat over this. I've got to fill all this first because, as I say, the pitting will come through. So there's a lot of work still to do to that, and this video's got to be out on Friday. So I'm going to do this in a candy colour, because it's never going to get used again, as I said to you, and I'm not doing it back to the original horrible sort of green colour it was. It's not a it's more like a custom restoration, this one. So as I say, I will be putting, I think candy red would be nice. There's a bit of wall art to go up on the wall in a garage or something. It's got all the like the cap, the new cap on, and the bolts and that, and the new graphics on there as well. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. And what we're going to be doing, there's a few YouTubers who are getting together to make a calendar for this year. It's a wall calendar. And there's myself, Retrorestore. We've got Chris Reardon, Sharon's brother. He does a talk show, as you probably know, United Kingdom Talk. We've got MMXIX Mowers. We've got Roy's the boy. We've got Leon from the Bodgett and Leggett Garage. And I'm looking for one more YouTuber at the moment. I've actually put a couple of feelers out. So we're all going to be doing 2 pages each in a calendar. It'll be a fun calendar. So the way we're going to work it is that I'm going to give each YouTuber 10 each. I'm actually having to make these myself because I've had to go out and buy the equipment. I was going to get them all printed up. People were going to just supply the images, but that's hundreds, and believe it or not, hundreds and hundreds of pounds to do that. So I decided to buy the equipment just as a little test run sort of thing. And when we do our live streams on whatever day we do our live stream, Roy's the boy and MMXIX Mowers do a joint live stream on Sunday at 2 PM in UK time in the afternoon. I do our live stream, myself and Sharon do our live stream on Saturday at 2 PM. I think Leon does random ones from Bodgett and Leggett. Sharon's brother Chris, United Kingdom Talk. He does live streams every single day. You can normally find him from, I think it's Monday to Friday. Monday to Thursday, sorry, I think, because he does different things on Friday. Monday to Thursday between 9 and 10:30. In every weekday in the morning, that's United Kingdom Talk. He also does a daily raffle where you buy a raffle ticket by asking for a raffle in the comment section. And I think, as I say, Leon in Bodgett and Leggett Garage, he's only just started doing the odd live stream, so he will obviously do one before Christmas for the 2020 calendar as well. At the end of the day, we've only got a very limited edition, because it's going to take me a lot of time to print all these out. But if you are interested in one, do join us on the live stream, maybe within the next 3 or 4 weeks. And there's only 10 or 15, or maybe 15, I don't know yet, see how we go, limited edition. Let's call them comedy calendars. So that's for one for you to watch out for there on the live stream, which I'm sure each channel will actually notify you of when they've actually got their calendars anyway. So that's that. So I'm not doing too much at the moment. As I say, I'm just trying to clear up my backlog of jobs. A lot of people are asking what's happening with the trotter van. Well, the trotter van will pick up again in the new year. As you say, I've got so many things to do. I'm just trying to sort my workshop out now, and I'm trying to tidy things up. I've got a new compressor to come in. Let me go and show you that. Well, as you probably know, I bought this one not too long back. It's a 90 litre capacity compressor. It does okay. It powers me air tools and also my sandblasting cabinet, as you know. It does tend to run all the time when I'm using the sandblasting cabinet, and as you know, I use this quite a lot. But I've just got hold of Jimmy's old compressor, which is this one here. It's a really big thing. It's 150 litres, this compressor, and this should be fantastic. It's worked actually faultlessly at Jimmy's unit. So Jimmy's now moved to a new unit, as you probably know, or you may not know. We'll be putting more details of that when he's all settled and everything like that. But that's his old compressor, and I'm going to be installing that into, obviously, my unit. I don't know if it'll go under the desk. It's a lot taller than the other one. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing there. Looking over there, as you can probably see, the fence is still awaiting repair. I have sunk 2 posts into the ground over there. And again, we've been away, so I want to get all that sorted out before the bad weather comes, obviously. So that fence is still just leaning over there, and that's got to be sorted out, which I'm in the process of doing. Here's a bike I picked up, or well, I say picked up, Gary gave it to me. So I had to put a more padded saddle on, as you probably know, because that's a lot of razor blade that was. And over here is, remember the worst lawnmower in the world competition I done? Well, that's it. That was that old hater. It's still been sitting outside, unfortunately. Might pull that out actually one day and give that a try and start it up again. It's just been sitting there. It's very dirty and dusty at the moment, but it's still there, as you can probably see. And I didn't have a grass box for that. I've probably got one in the Polytunnel, so I'll have to look out for that. So that's that. I'm going to probably try and start that within the next few weeks. Right, well, here's the Polytunnel. I haven't been in here for ages, so there's more weeds in here as well that I've got outside as well, coming over the back there. Now, Mark Bowles, you did ask me if I had any Champion lawnmower wheels. I don't normally sell spares off because obviously I don't know what I've got to restore yet, but I will try and get in here at some stage and have a look and see if we got a Champion lawnmower in here. I think there must be somewhere. I know there are some birds nesting over in the corner there, so I don't really want to disturb anything right at the back there. But yeah, this is the Polytunnel. As you probably know, I built this actually 5 years ago. Yeah, I think it was just over 5 years ago in May. So anyone who thinking of building the Polytunnel, this was, I think it was 5 to 7 years duration film, or not film, plastic that you can put over them. And it still held up very well, to be honest with you. This thing once did collapse. This was obviously because I didn't have these struts in. And when it snowed one year, I think I showed you a video of that once in my playlist before, the whole thing sort of caved in with the weight of the snow and that. So I thought that was it, destroyed them. But what we actually done, we hooked the snow out, put it back up, but these plastic tubes bent back up, and I wedged them all up with big poles in the middle. And then I fitted these little bracing bits there, as you can probably see. And that did the job, and it's been up for 5 years now. So anybody thinking of building or making some, can't afford to build a workshop, for example, out of wood, you might want to consider a Polytunnel, because this is a great area. As you can see, this has got all storage in here for the lawnmower, but I actually built a wooden shelf over there. Let me show you. There we go. That was just a bit of old wood we had, and although I used to do a lot of plant work in here, like seeding and stuff like that, Gary now uses this as like a little storeroom, basically. So it works well. It done the job, and it also keeps the weather off, even though I've still got the doors open at the end there, and obviously this end. Birds do tend to fly through here, but basically it can be used as a workshop, so don't worry about that. And no doubt if you put a heater in here, if you was out here working, you'll probably warm it up like a paraffin heater or whatever. You can get those greenhouse heaters or whatever. But yeah, this can be a very temporary sort of workshop if you can't afford to have a shed built. And this is quite big. I haven't measured it out, but I did know what its size was, obviously, but I can't think. And there's plenty of headroom there for people to walk about in. And it's probably a bit better than a shed, and it's a fraction of the cost, believe it or not. I think this whole sheet membrane, I think this did cost £100 or £99. I got it off of eBay, so, but as I say, this has lasted for 5 years, and I'm well pleased with that. So there you go. As you can see, I've still got a good stash of lawnmowers there. They've all been undercover. They're probably, most of them are Briggs & Stratton, as you probably know. And I may even do some custom lawnmowers with these when I get the time to do that. So that's all coming up, hopefully, next year. I didn't get a chance to get any of these out this year. So as you see, I may not have time to do gardening anymore, but I'm very, very good at growing weeds, as you can probably see. Now, the trouble with weeds is that you've got to pull them out at the roots. And when you disturb them at all, you find the seed heads on the top of them will all drop off. And if you've got that situation where they're all dropping off onto your grass or whatever, then that's what's happened here. I've pulled all these out once, and as the seed heads come off, they actually reseed. You'll get hundreds more grow in their place. That's exactly what's happened here. The only way to deal with that, unfortunately, is to cut them all down with like a brush cutter. I've got one of them, and then actually change all the topsoil so all the seeds get taken away with it. If you are taking weeds out, I think one of the best ways to do it now, so I've been informed, is to get one of those blow guns, the heater guns, the flame guns, I think they're called. I've had 2 of them in my time, which I've restored, and basically go along and basically flame gun the heads of all the weeds first, so that you actually burn all the seed pods and that off the top, and then brush cut them down and do it that way. So again, I didn't know that, and look what's happened. So, but why are weeds so easy to grow? You have experts in gardening telling you how to grow certain plants, and you need to do this to the soil, and it's got to have the right pH. Weeds grow without any of that, don't they? Unbelievable. Anyway, let's go inside. I've still got this to sort out because I've got the signum up in the air still. I've got to compress this spring and get this top bracket off, because this has got to be replaced. I've actually got a new spring to go on there. I didn't realise, I think I said before, but when my son-in-law changed the spring on the other side, he bought a set of 2 and never fitted it, so now time for me to refit that on the new strut. And I'm also going to have to cut off, as I said before, this little lug there and weld this little lug onto the new shock absorber, because when I bought that, it didn't have that little lug on, so I'm going to have to do that again. That'll be when the weather just gets a bit more improvement, and I'll be out the front doing this. So yeah, that's what I'm up to at the moment. I've got to stop now because I've got to carry on finishing this and get this ready for Friday's video on my Retro Hacks channel. Anyway, just a little quick update video, this one. Don't forget to join us on our live stream on Saturday at 2 PM. If you've never been on a live stream before, you might want to just have a little look in. Just put it on in the background and have a listen. We do have a ramble and a bit of banter and stuff like that, and a bit of a laugh and a joke as well. And a couple of little things, little quizzes happening in that as well. So you can win a fridge magnet with our Retro Restore channel. Anyway, thanks very much. See you in the next video, and until then, bye for now.